Amazing Talk podcast. Today we have the one and the only, the legend himself, Lutalo Bakari, and he goes by AKA Coach Bach. How are you, Coach Bach?
Man, I feel better than good and better than most. And do you know why, George?
Why, Coach Bach?
Because I'm blessed by the
Blessed by the best.
Let's just give God a standing ovation.
There you go. Yeah,
Standing
ovation for God.
Right. For allowing us to wake up this morning, to inhale and exhale is an excellence.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we dive in, this podcast was brought to you by Anchor. Anchor is the easiest and the fastest way to make a podcast. So if you got an iPhone, if you have a laptop, you got Android, you just go to your Google App Store, to the Play Store, or even on your desktop. That is ANCOR, Anchor. Just go ahead, download it on your phone, or we log it online. You can make a podcast as simple and as fast as you can. Coach Bach, how are you, man?
I'm good. That was a good commercial, right? That was good, y'all. I'm impressed.
How are you, Coach Bach?
I'm real well.
There you go.
I'm just so thankful, George.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful to be able to be sitting here and talking to one of my former athletes, man, who just so thankful that the Creator allowed you to grow and become what you are today.
Mm-hmm.
It's a phenomenal feeling.
Definitely. Thank you.
Yeah. So, because many times as a high school coach, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker also,
Yeah.
we many times do not have the opportunity to see the fruits of our labor.
Yeah.
And when we do, we just celebrate them so much. And it warms your heart and titillates your mind to a point that you can only give the praises, the glorification, and the applause to God for allowing it to happen. So I'm so thankful and humble. It humbles me because we start to realize, as you get old, mature and get older, you start to realize that life is so precious.
Yeah.
And that you try to maximize every second of the day. So that 86,400 seconds right now, moments, I'm at a point now that I'm very conscious of each second of each day that create that moment, that one opportunity that has the ability to change the world in which we see it today.
Definitely.
And so I'm always looking for that one opportunity.
When did you start coaching?
I actually started coaching, well, wow. If I go back to my coaching days, I actually started coaching in 1990. When I had just graduated from the University of Louisville King School of Social Work with my master's in social work. And I was working at this facility called Jefferson Alcohol and Drug Abuse Center.
Yeah.
As an outpatient counselor for adolescents. And my supervisor had came into the building one day and was speaking to me during our supervision. And she said, I can't believe that my son, Louis, coach, just quit on the kids.
Wow.
He just stopped coaching, he got in his car and drove off. I said, you gotta be kidding me.
Wow.
You're not telling the truth. No, I don't believe that happened.
Yeah.
She said, yes, he just stopped, got out of his car, went to the kids, told them to huddle up, and told them that I'm no longer your coach, and I do not know who's going to be y'all replacement, and y'all have a good life. Got in his car and drove off. So she said her son came home and he was crying to her, and she said she felt so helpless.
Yeah.
Because she knew no one that could coach football. She wasn't one of those people that do a lot of former athletes.
Yeah.
So she came to me, and when she said she came in the office, she looked at me and said, wow, you played college football. You were really good.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I was pretty good. I'm humble.
Yeah.
I'm really good. I was really good. No, I said I was pretty good. She said, well, would you mind coaching helping me out and coaching my son. And at first, I was a little hesitant. I was like, well, I don't know, because I was just getting into my postgraduate activities.
Yeah.
You know, because I went from undergrad to grad school right straight.
Yeah.
So I graduated from Western Kentucky University in 1980, spring 1989. And I had matriculated into University of Louisville master's program in the fall of 1989. So I went right straight into it.
Straight
Right, so I had just graduated from that program. And now I'm working. So, but I still had that little itch in me for sports. You know, I knew that the creator wanted me to do more with it. I wasn't finished.
Yeah.
I was finished playing. I was very comfortable with where I stopped playing ball at, but I said maybe the coaching thing, maybe it's in my repertoire. Maybe I need to open up my eyes. So God gave me that opportunity.
Yeah.
So I started coaching at the Express team. It was called the Express football team. And it was in Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville is separated in two sides. You have the east side and the west side.
Yeah.
And it's a little segregated. So the west side is where mostly all the African Americans. So the team was right across the street from the legendary Central High School in Louisville, Kentucky. That's the high school in which Muhammad Ali graduated from. Yeah. And so we started practicing. I took on the offer and I started practicing with these kids and realized that they had extremely limited resources.
Yeah.
All the kids had different colored helmets. It was the bad news badge of football.
Yeah.
Rugby football. It was terrible. The resource was terrible. So I started coaching these kids, and I called on one of my close friends who was in medical school, getting his doctoral degree in dentistry.
Yeah.
So he was doing his residence at that time. He was just working. And I said, if you have any, I know your time is extremely limited, but he was a phenomenal football player also at West Kentucky. He was a defensive back like myself.
Yeah.
So we were defensive back brothers. We called ourselves DB brothers.
Yeah.
So we're all close to this day. All the guys I played with who was defensive backs, we still communicate to this day. So he said, you know what, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you. And we both were somewhat conscious guys. You know, we started to really become more spiritually and culturally conscious of our history. So, in the spirit of collective work and responsibility, we started coaching these kids. And the first thing that we outlawed was cursing. No kid on the team could curse.
Yeah.
And you could not use the N word or the S word or the MF word or all those, the B word. There was a whole lot of words that they were using that we had to make sure that they were not able or not comfortable using in our presence. And if they did, we had some disciplinarian exercises that we instilled in our practice.
Yeah.
So we started to mentor those kids on and off the football field. So the first year that I coached them, we were 0-10. We lost every game. And I mean every game. So that season was hard. And then the next year, I was coaching. And it's funny because the lady, her son finished that season off, but he stopped playing football. Yeah. Then the next year, what I started to do was, first thing we did was we went to all the rec centers in the area and told them that we was going to start a whole new team. So we demolished the Express team. It was no longer the Express team.
Yeah.
And we started to create our own program called the 10th Street Cardinals. 10th Street Cardinals. And we instituted a study hall where the kids would leave they were not 10, 12-year-olds. They would leave their school and come over, and we had an after-school program that we did. So I would work early. I would do the early shift at my job, and I would leave there so I could get there right before the kids would come. 4 o'clock they would come in, and from 4 to 5 they would study. And then from 5:30 to 6:30 we would practice. And we won 5 games. It was 5 and 5. And then from that, other parents started to seek out our program, not for the football aspect, but for the after-school programs that we had instilled at that center. And then I got some more. I had to also eliminate some of the coaches who felt as though it was okay for them to smoke cigarettes during practice. I was like, this is not good, or use foul language during practice, which was a no-no. So I got some new coaches to volunteer. And one coach in particular, Coach Moss, he was phenomenal, and he actually still to this day runs the program. So I was the first president and founder of the program, but he is the guy for this 10th Street Cardinals. You look up 10th Street Cardinals program in Louisville, Kentucky. To this day, he's producing phenomenal football players, to the point that most of the big-time high school programs, they camp out at our program so they can recruit our kids. For some few names who made it to professional level, Michael Bush, he played at University of Louisville, then had the opportunity to play for the Chicago Bears as a tailback. And Jeremy Johnson, he played for the Cincinnati Bengals. These are 2 young individuals that I personally had the opportunity to coach. Michael Bush, we coached him from 6 to all the way up to 14. So he's our way. He's one of our kids. And Jeremy Johnson, I believe he came on board with us as a 12-year-old boy until he graduated from our program and went to high school, then college, then professional.
When did you start coaching track and field at Digital Hall?
So I had moved from, I left Louisville, Kentucky, I believe in 1994, 95. And I relocated to Baltimore, which is where I'm from. I moved back home, and it was a homecoming services. So it was a beautiful thing. And I started coaching track and field in 1998. First I was coaching, I was a strength and conditioning coach for Southern High School basketball program, which was a nationally recognized basketball program. At one time we were ranked number 2 in the country and number 5 in the country. And we had some phenomenal guys that come through the program. Head coach Meredith Smith and assistant coach Mike Wise. These are the 2 guys who were just phenomenal coaches, but also phenomenal people, good men, strong men. And I always found myself wanting to be around strong men, because I saw myself even as a younger kid as a strong kid, and I wanted to become a strong man, positive man, who was morally correct. So I was, under Coach Meredith Smith coaching, and he really gave me the blueprint to coach, how to coach urban youth, how to put yourself in a position that the kids will be open to see that they also could obtain their highest good and greatest potential in any human endeavor that they choose to dwell into. but there's different steps. There's certain steps that they must take to do so. The first step is that you must be disciplined.
Yeah.
You must accept discipline. Because without discipline, there's no development. So you can be a wild bull, but that's all you'll become. And you'll stay that wild bull. But if you are disciplined, you can see yourself as a phenomenal being. A phenomenal physical, emotional, and spiritual being that can grow if you grow as a spiritual being, your opportunities are unlimited. So I was coaching and being a strength and conditioning trainer for the basketball program. And then one year we started to say, we're going to start a cross-country team.
Yeah.
And our cross-country team consisted of our basketball players and a couple other guys who just wanted to run.
Yeah.
And then we started to realize, you know what, let's get a girls program too. And we had these girls who was always hanging around the basketball team. And that was that. Their boyfriend was a basketball player. So we told them, in order for you to hang out and watch the practice, you have to participate in practice. So you also have to run, get in shape. So we started the boys and girls cross country team. We took over the boys and girls cross country team at Southern High School. And during that time, I started to realize how important it was for a strong man, a strong black man, to be in front of these young black girls so they could see what a strong black man is. Because many of them most of them, when they went home to a single parent household who was, the mother was that single parent. Many of them didn't have their fathers in their lives. One time I was in the car with several of them, and they got real comfortable with me while I was driving, so they just talking among themselves. And they started crying. One of them started crying because she was like, I don't even know my father. He's not even in my life. He don't even call me, And she said, Coach Bakari, you're my father. I said, well, sweetie, unfortunately, that's not true. I'm not your father. I'm not that guy. I said, what I am, I'm your coach. I'm your mentor. I can be a father figure, but I cannot be your father. I am not your father. I said, and it's okay that, your father is not in your life right now. Because maybe he's not in your life because he don't want to cause you any harm. So many times our perception dictates our reality. So many times because of the lens that we're looking through, we see nothing but the negative instead of the positive. So, but then I went home after that situation, and I was speaking, I was speaking to God, I was praying. And I said, God, this doesn't sit well with me. That encounter didn't sit well with me. So I prayed, and I believe in the result of that experience and the result of me, asking the Creator, why, He answered me, why not you? Why not you become that person, that pillar in those girls' lives, that they can be that shining beacon of hope and give them the time that they need, because you've given all of your time to these males, and you see the offspring of that was great things, so it also could be great things for these females.
Definitely.
So I started to understand that I may need to step away from the basketball program and start my own track program. And when I was questioning that, I was asking a couple of people that I respected. One of them told me that, why do that, Bob? Why walk away from a recognized program to start a program that most people in that area don't even appreciate track? So in Southern High School is in the South Baltimore. There's no track, regulated track in South Baltimore, not one. So it doesn't really have a strong history of track in this area. So he said, I don't think that's a good idea. And so to me, I took it as a challenge. So my challenge was, well, I'm gonna make track popular in South Baltimore. We gonna work like everything depends on us and pray like everything depends on God. And it's gonna be a 365-day labor, 86,400 second a day labor, where I'm gonna put my all into this thing called track and field and see where it takes us, and continue to give God all the honor and all the glory. So whenever we won one race, I said, praise God. You know, let's give God the glory. So we do pray. I do pray every day, 5 times a day. I do try my best to be a positive mentor to my kids.
Yeah.
Because you never know who's listening to you.
Definitely.
And you never know who's watching you. So you have to be extremely careful of what you do and what you say when God puts you in this position. So I realized that, and I understood that, and I embraced that. I embraced the challenge that God gave me that opportunity.
Have you always been this spiritual?
Yes. As a child, I was blessed to have 2 parents that were, religious. And my father rarely went to church, though. He was spiritual. He informed me why he was spiritual.
Yeah.
That he said that your spirituality is your personal relationship with God. And your religion helps strengthen that personal relationship with God. It gives you like a platform and a blueprint, a plan of action, how to get to point A to point Z. That's what our religion institutions help us do. We need to nurture that too. We need to invest in our spiritual institutions, our religious institutions, because it can be our beacon of hope for many people who have no hope. And for Africans and African Americans, that has always been our base.
Yeah.
So I grew up in a spiritually connected and vibing family. Unfortunately for me, we also had, my father was an alcoholic, became an alcoholic. So my mother had the opportunity to move from that aspect because it became dysfunctional. So she separated from my father when I was 10 years old, and then my mother raised us in a single parent household. Then my father was murdered when I was 15. I was in the 10th grade. He was murdered, which was a traumatic event for me and my brothers. To the point that, we were able to still go to school, play ball, play football, get a scholarship and do those things. But I was somewhat unable to really absorb all the positive energy that was presented to me during my high school years, because I put up a barrier. Because of that, I was hurt, and I didn't know how to express that pain. So my high school coach, he always used to ask, "What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong?" And I used to say, "I'm good." So a lot of times when my kids now say, "I'm good,"
you know something is
I
wrong.
know something wrong. It hurt me. So hurt people hurt people.
Definitely.
Scared people kill people. So one of the reasons why Baltimore City is going through what it's going through now is high murder rate, homicide rate is that we got a lot of scared people out there.
Yeah.
We got a lot of hurt kids out there and a lot of pain from them, suffering a lot of pain and participating in a lot of dysfunctional behaviors because they come from dysfunctional families, because they come from dysfunctional communities. And all this is,
The cycle continues.
The cycle continues, so we need to break that cycle. So that's hopefully I'm one of those agents, the changed agents that's breaking that cycle.
Another question. From all them experience and all them coaches and great people that touch you and give you the platform on how to be a coach, how to coach men, and then on your own, you went ahead and say, let me start a program for the women, and then understood. Did you ever envision what Digital Harbor would be today, the magnitude it is, and just the powerhouse high school that it is, that is nationally recognized?
I believe that our thoughts creates our behavior.
Yeah.
Come from our behavior, manifestation of our behavior. And our behavior creates our habits. So, and then your habits dictates your destiny. So because of the principles that the program was built upon, created the results, created and I also believe that because every step of the way we've given the Creator His glory, and we continue to honor the Creator, He continued to bless us, shower us with unlimited opportunities. I did not imagine that our program would be on the national level like it is today. That we've had a kid that come from our program who was an Olympic athlete. He was an alternate for his country for the 2016 Olympics.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So, 16 or 18, wasn't it?
2016.
16.
It's 2016 Rio, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
You was on the right path.
Right. So all those attributes and accomplishments came about because of the work that we've done. It's very similar to the parable of the Chinese bamboo tree that I always speak on.
Yeah.
That it takes that tree, that seed, the bamboo tree seed, is nurtured and watered for 4 years until you see the manifestation of it sprouting out of the ground, and in the next 6 weeks it grows 80 feet.
So after 4 years.
After 4 years of labor.
No
visual sight of any progress.
No
leaves, it doesn't even penetrate the ground.
Yeah.
But that 5th year, something phenomenal happens. And it sprouts up, and in 6 weeks it grows crazy, 80 feet. Same thing with human potential.
Yeah.
We don't know who is going to be the next Obama, the next Maya Angelou, the next George Flaviano, the next Coach Bob.
Yeah.
But what happens is those people embrace a process. No matter what human activity we travel into, it's still the same process. You still have to embrace that same grind.
Definitely.
You still have to make that same type of sacrifice, the unlimited sacrifice. You still have to be able to do those things that other people are not willing to do, so you can do the things that you want to do.
Definitely.
But you got to make the sacrifice. So most people don't become these people that we know that are household names today, because they stop right before that blessing is getting ready to blossom.
Wow.
Because they like, this is no good. They start believing in the naysayers.
Yeah.
What they're telling you, what they're whispering to your ear. that you need to start, you need to get a new job. You need to stop, you need to drop out of school, yo. You don't have to go, man. They're not teaching you nothing anyway. But they don't know that with short-term sacrifices come long-term gain. And that's what they forget. They forget that lesson of patience.
Yeah.
You know, that we have to work. We have to make those unlimited sacrifices. It's going to be hard. It's going to be painful. You know, one time the coach told me that pain is nothing but weakness leaving your body.
Yeah.
So we have to experience that process of pain leaving our bodies.
Pain is temporary.
Pain is temporary, success lasts forever.
There you go.
Yes, and so we have to understand that. And we also have to do it not just for ourselves, but for somebody else. So your dream, your goal, it has to be bigger than you sometimes. It can't just be all about me. When I was building this program, it was not about me. It was about trying to create something that could assist other people in reaching their highest good and greatest potential. Because I was so thankful for people helping me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I understand that we have to go through certain things so we can reach certain heights.
Definitely. You keep on dropping, Coach Mike. Keep on coming, man. Keep on coming.
Yes.
So, where do you see yourself as the man Coach Bach in the next 5 to 10 years? And where do you see Digital Harbor program in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, I think in my personal goals is to write multiple books.
Okay.
To be able to connect with more people outside of my coaching circle.
Yeah.
Because I think that more people need to hear certain things that I and people like me are saying. I think, life coaching is something that I'm definitely going to be involved in because we are athletes for a very short period of time, but we are, we will be human beings until we die. So, people need coaching. People need people like myself and
Definitely.
who are willing to be altruistic in our service, meaning that we're willing to help other people reach their highest good and greatest potential without wanting anything in return. It's really important, that by helping other people, I help myself. That's what I get in return. Not no monetary reward, but it's okay to receive monetary reward. I'm not saying that, but that can't be the sole purpose of your service. So I see that for me, expanding, growing, polishing my craft to the point that I could be a household name. Definitely. As a life coach, motivational personnel, speaker, but also as a Digital Harbor. I would hope that we would grow to a point that Digital Harbor track and field program will be a nationally recognized program where every kid on the team will have the opportunity to go to college for free, either through academics or athletics. And if they choose not to go to college, they can still have the opportunity to get a trade in their desirable craft, to polish their desirable craft. So these are something that I want to happen today, and something that I would like to see manifest itself in the future.
That's deep, because often you don't find a lot of coaches that would think for the other kid that does not have the potential of a kid that they see, because for every class you might have 2 kids, but then within the 4 years, only one may be that outstanding athlete that's going to receive a college scholarship.
This is true.
And then the rest will be coaches be like, okay, well, you're not an outstanding athlete, so I can't help you get into college just on athletic books. So I think the fact that you are having those 2 different visions, for your kids and your athletes, and it does not matter. If you good at track, you're good at track. If you're not, guess what? There are other avenues where you can actually go to school and further your education or start a trade like you were saying.
Absolutely.
And then just go on beyond that. Because I heard it from some college is not for everyone.
It's not.
College is not for everybody. So, but another quick question: what is Coach Bach outside life?
Well, I'm doing better in that area now, I can honestly say.
Yeah.
I'm becoming more well-rounded.
Yeah.
I'm doing things that I used to enjoy doing, like poetry. I love poetry.
Okay.
I'm a fan, I'm a supporter of talent. I love talent. I love seeing kids or individuals or adults, sing, who, sing like an angel.
Yeah.
Or people who are into the gaming and video gaming,
Yeah.
seeing how they do what they do. So I'm a reader, I love reading.
Yeah.
So I'm reading more again. I'm back into my readings, back into self-care,
Yeah.
taking care of myself. And many of us service providers, we do a lot for other people, but do little for ourselves.
Having that balance.
Gotta have the balance. So I'm creating the balance for me in my life. I'm just loving life and understanding I don't want to continue to make errors in my personal life that I've done in the past.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to correct that as well.
Since I know you, you've always been a workaholic.
Yes.
All day, every day, no days
All
off.
days off.
When was the last time Coach Bach took a vacation, and when is Coach Bach next vacation?
Well, I've never taken a vacation.
Never.
I've never taken a vacation.
So when is your next vacation?
Well, it's going to be this summer.
This summer.
I'm going to take a vacation this summer.
Okay.
Plan on going outside the country.
All right.
Yeah. A close friend of mine, she's in Africa right now.
Yeah.
And she took her vacation. I'm like, wow.
All the way back to the motherland.
Back to the motherland. So I'm hoping somewhere in this year that I'm going to visit the motherland.
There you go. We all gotta go.
Gotta go, man. So I'm on my way.
There you
I'm speaking it into existence. So I'm definitely going to do that so I can inhale and exhale their excellence.
I have some connects in Africa. You just let me know which spot you go, and we can make something
Let's
happen.
make it happen.
We can make it happen, Captain.
Make it happen, Captain. Make the thrill real.
Make the thrill.
Yes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, you guys been in this amazing talk podcast. Y'all heard it from the great one, Coach Bach, dropping gems on us all day, every day. Coach Bach, I just, praying as a creator, keep on blessing you, that his blessing shine on you, and from the blessing that he shine on you, shine on these kids. You shine on the parents, you shine on the staff, your outside life, because we need more you. We need more you in the city, we need more you in the school, we need more you in the universe. If there's a lot of you, the world will probably be a way much better place than it is right now.
Thank you so much.
So, I just want to say thank you, I appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time out of your day, because I know you have a track meet today.
Yes, we do.
So I appreciate that, and good luck to your team. I know you're not one of the guys that favor others, but good luck to them on the side.
Oh, yeah.
Just on the
They'll
side.
be okay.
They'll be okay. Well, Coach Mike, thank you, man.
Thank you, George.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Amazing Talk Podcast.